was this screenplay developed? It started by him watching the 2018 U.S. Open final between Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka, particularly in that match when Serena Williams was penalized for receiving coaching on the sideline, and his reaction was the same as most people, like, oh, I didn't know that the coaches couldn't actually coach during the match. And this got him thinking about how isolating that must be and the psychological dynamics of tennis and needing to discuss something with someone, but you can't. And it started planting these seeds of ideas about how you could mix that with real world drama and having something you needed to talk about, but you couldn't, or you were avoiding. And voila, we have challengers. He got really interested in tennis and was watching it all the time, every day. Previously, he had no interest in tennis, from what I understand. And he was even staying up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to watch tennis matches in other countries. I first heard him talk about this way back, many, many months ago on Script Notes, the awesome podcast with John August and Craig Mazin. And he had talked about how he had become obsessed. He then read the memoir of Andre Agassi, who had talked about his life as a tennis player and started to see how he could build a story around that. There's even a story in Andre Agassi's memoir about how his coach put him in a challengers event to try to shake him up, put him back on track. He says once he understood the story and the characters, it was all very, very clear to him, including their ages and their races, which do play a part in this drama. So it had lots of heat all over town and was picked up by Amy Pascal and Rachel O'Connor, the producers. Huge, huge names in Hollywood. Pascal, the former head of Sony Studio, we won't talk about that. Huge with Spider-Man, Skyfall, Social Network, Moneyball. I mean, the list goes boom, hit, hit, hit. Billions of dollars. Also, Rachel O'Connor, her partner. This screenplay was in great hands. They sent the script over to director Luca Guadagnino, knowing that if he had it, he could handle it with care and push the envelope, make it to be the type of movie that it should be. And he had the credibility just coming off of Call Me By Your Name, and you could see how these two films are very similar. So they got together and further developed the script, and in fact, Kuritzkes credits Guadagnino for pushing the envelope with the three-way kiss, making sure that was in there so they could fully explore this true love triangle, including the two male characters, physically, psychologically, emotionally, how they were tied to each other. And that's one of the marquee scenes of the film. Then to production, MGM acquired the rights in 2022 and casting began with Zendaya as a huge get for this film. She also is tied as a producer, so she would have some say in how this character was developed. And then she went to work. She spent 3 months getting professional tennis lessons so that she would look like a true pro on film. For me, it was totally believable. And in fact, when I was reading online, it sounds like true tennis professionals say, yeah, she looks like she knows what she's doing, at least in what's on film. Originally, it was rumored that Austin Butler and Timothée Chalamet were going to star in the film. That didn't happen. They brought in Josh O'Connor and Mike Faist, and these two guys did an exceptional job. Principal photography was set to begin in September 2023, but then the actors' strike delayed it all the way until May of last year, 2024. And it was shot over 55 days in the Boston area, mostly in small towns. $55 million budget, huge budget, a lot of it going to Zendaya. Then it premiered in Sydney, Australia in March 2024. Then the U.S. debut was in Los Angeles in April of 2024. And it made $15 million in the first weekend in the U.S. and Canada. And in overall, worldwide, it has made $96 million. Half of that on the international side. So I think because of tennis, this has had a huge international appeal and has made a ton of money. Tennis is very popular worldwide, as is love and sex.